Every neighborhood has rules, and every rule has a reason. But here, the reason is buried deep beneath perfect lawns. Welcome to Horrificial. The first time Emily noticed something was wrong, it wasn't the creaking fences or the flickering streetlights. It was the map. She'd lived with her husband, Mark, and their 10-year-old son, Caleb, in the manicured little cul-de-sac of Willow Pines for 3 years. It was the kind of place that seemed almost artificial in its perfection. Freshly cut lawns matching mailboxes, and of course the ever-watchful eyes of the Homeowners Association. The HOA board sent weekly reminders about garbage can placement, lawn height, and decorative color coordination. But the map had always been the same. Willow Pines had 27 houses, arranged in a perfect loop, a pond in the center, and a single entrance gate, until last night. It started when Mark opened the HOA resident portal on his tablet after dinner. There was a new notice posted at 9:17 p.m. All residents are encouraged to familiarize themselves with the updated neighborhood layout. Map changes are effective immediately. Willow Pines call. Emily frowned. Layout update? What layout? Mark tapped the map icon. For a long second, the screen stayed black, and then it appeared. But it wasn't the same neighborhood. The neat loop was now stretched like a spider's web, with new cul-de-sacs extending into places that didn't exist before. The pond in the center was gone, and at the bottom corner there was a new street name, Holloway. What the hell? Mark whispered. Caleb leaned over his dad's shoulder, chewing his apple. I've never seen that street before. You haven't, Emily said, trying to laugh it off, because it doesn't exist. But when they stepped outside, they saw the sign. A new road, perfectly paved, extended from the loop where there used to be only a dead-end hedge. The white letters on the black sign were unmistakable. Holloway. The road shouldn't have been there, but it was. It curved into the dark, lined with identical houses, each with their porch lights on. No construction noise, no signs of new development, just a street that had always been waiting. Emily clutched Caleb's hand tighter. Let's not, she whispered, but Mark, ever the rational one, stepped forward. It's probably a new development they didn't announce properly. Maybe they built it fast. Emily's voice was shaking. In one night? They walked slowly down the new street. Every house looked lived in. Lawns were mowed. Curtains were drawn. One had a rocking chair still moving as if someone had just left. And then they saw it. House number 13. It was an exact mirror of their own. The same blue shutters, the same cracked tile near the front step. Even the pumpkin wreath they had hung that morning was there. Emily's breath hitched. Mark, that's our house, he stared. No, it can't. The porch light flickered on by itself. The next day, they rushed to the emergency HOA meeting in the clubhouse. The room was packed. Everyone had seen the same thing. We assure you, the HOA president, Mrs. Carmichael, said with a tight smile. The new street is part of the neighborhood. It's always been here. Some of you may just not remember correctly. Shouts broke out. That street wasn't there yesterday. My kids walked that way to the bus stop. It was a hedge yesterday. You think we're stupid? But the board didn't flinch. We ask that residents avoid Holloway for the time being, Mrs. Carmichael continued. Some properties are under inspection. Emily raised her hand. Inspection for what? Compliance. No one dared to ask more after that. But later that night, Mark got a new HOA email. There was a list of non-compliant properties. Their address was listed next to its twin on Holloway. Caleb was the first to say it. They're replacing us. Emily wanted to tell him that was ridiculous. But when she looked out their front window at 2:14 a.m., she saw a family standing on the porch of their duplicate house across Holloway. A woman who looked exactly like her. A man exactly like Mark. A boy exactly like Caleb, wearing the same Spider-Man pajamas. They stared back. Not moving, not blinking. Mark pulled her away from the window. We need to leave. But when they tried the car at 3 a.m., the gate wouldn't open. A robotic voice from the speaker box said, residents cannot exit during integration hours. Please return to your property. The HOA portal updated again the next morning. Rule Thurger 11. Residents must not engage with their reflected households. Rule number 12. Property duplication is temporary and necessary for compliance. Rule number 13. Any attempt to exit the neighborhood during site integration will result in removal, Mark. threw the tablet against the wall. "There, not even hiding it anymore," he hissed. Emily's phone buzzed with a push notification. "Your compliance inspection is scheduled for 11:59 p.m. tonight." That night, the lights on Hollow Way flickered on in unison. The duplicates stepped outside, all at once like a perfectly choreographed dance. The original families were herded outside by HOA security. Black vans with tinted windows rolled slowly down the street. Mrs. Carmichael stood at the podium in the cul-de-sac. "Integration ensures harmony. Only compliant households may remain." Emily was shaking. "What happens to the others?" The duplicates took a step forward. The originals were forced to their knees. Caleb's duplicate tilted his head at him and smiled too wide, like a face that didn't quite understand how to be human. Then the sky split open. A white light bled down onto Hollow Way. Houses that shouldn't exist began to shift and melt, and the new map on the portal rewrote itself in real time. When Emily opened her eyes, it was morning. The neighborhood was quiet. Too quiet. Mark was gone. So was Caleb. She stumbled outside barefoot. Across the street, the duplicates were gone too. There was only one house, hers. But when she checked the HOA portal, the map had changed again. Her house now stood on Hollow Way. The rest of the cul-de-sac, erased. At the bottom of the map, where the HOA logo used to be, there was a new message. "All households compliant. Thank you for your cooperation." The sky was gray that night. She sat in her living room staring at the map. Then came a soft, deliberate knock. She opened the door just a crack. A family of 3 stood there. A woman, a man, a child. They looked just like her family had a night ago. The woman smiled with the same face Emily used to wear. "Hi," she said gently. "I think you're in our house." And behind her, in the street, the map started redrawing again. If the neighborhood map can change overnight, then maybe we were never really on it to begin with. And trust me, what's coming next will make Hollow Way look like a warm welcome. Subscribe to Horrificial before your street disappears too.